So before you ventured into this leadership coaching, till then you said that you were part of corporate America.
So I have been in the HR field.
Okay.
I had completed my post-graduation in human resources.
What did you do to inspire that kind of confidence?
By the time you are a vice president, you are very well trained, extremely well trained. You don't need more training. That's when you need transformation.
Are there leaders who are worried about AI taking over their jobs? And if yes, then what can AI do in leadership?
We have created AI. AI has not created us.
A lot of companies are going 4 days a week in terms of working. So where do you stand there?
So more than work-life balance, I believe in.
Welcome back to GameRoom. Today we have Payal Nanjiani with us. Thanks a lot, Payal, for coming and agreeing to do this with us. So Payal is one of the top executive coaches as well as an author. I would let her do more justice with what she does than doing an injustice with your background. So Payal, a quick background about yourself and then maybe we'll proceed.
Sure. Thank you so much, Naveen. It's such an awesome work that you're doing.
Thank you.
By putting up this together. So about myself, well, I'll say professionally, I am an executive coach by career. I used to work in corporate America, and then in 2007, I stepped out, started doing what I'm doing. I got to be known as the only woman from India to be in this field of executive coaching and writing books on leadership. And I think somewhere that I feel opens up the door for many other immigrants out there can do much more than just working as a 9 to 5. That's what I feel. And yeah, then I write books on leadership, with the 4th one that has recently got released in New York. So that's professional life by the day. Otherwise, personally, I have 2 kids. I'm a mother to 2 lovely grown-up daughters. I have a very, very loving and caring husband, Ashish, and a loving family. And I think I'm very grateful to the family that I have, because of which I can, do what I am doing.
Sure. So before you ventured into this leadership coaching, till then you said that you were part of corporate America. What was the kind of work you were doing as far as your career is concerned, job is concerned?
So I have been in the HR field.
Okay.
I had completed my post-graduation in human resources, and I used to be working in companies here in India also, and then completely back in the US, I used to be working as an HR. But I used to have this problem that, whichever company I'm working in, I used to find that people used to tell me, especially from India and around, they used to tell me, you're so fortunate, you're working in a place like America, everybody is super successful there, nobody can stop you from becoming successful. And I used to look around me and I used to feel, not really. Not everybody is successful. In fact, people are struggling in the companies. They are being offered trainings, they are being offered all the resources that they have, and yet they just don't know the path ahead. So even in a country like America, where you feel that it's a land of opportunities, only an X amount of people are successful at the top, right? And then, so what is others doing? What's happening? And that used to make me feel very, I used to say very frustrated and feel that, okay, what's happening? And my own career, I used to see was climbing up, right? It was going well, things were going good. And I was trying to find what's that difference. So started from the HR and then moved into this, my own company.
So a little, if we have to rewind your life back a little bit more, where do you belong to, where do you come from, and what kind of family you have grown up with, maybe, because I feel that a lot of it has a reflection on what you do. So yeah, I would love to understand.
I think all of us, our roots have to be strong enough, right?
Yeah.
So my family, my mom and dad, I can still tell you that I come from a very loving family where I've been given a lot of unconditional love. And my mom brought me up with a lot of affection and, a lot of stress on education. That was something in my family. And then I went on to do an MBA. Not because I wanted to do it, but just because I was seduced by this entire society norms that, oh, you should have an MBA. Now, in those days, in the 90s, MBA was like a wow as compared to what it is now, right? So I did the MBA and everything. And in those days, I'm sure our audience will connect those who are from that generation of the 90s. The entire emphasis was either you become a doctor, an engineer, or you do an MBA. That's number one. Second is, if you're a girl, just finish your basic education and then you're always into that marriage flow and everything, right? So a lot of my people, my folks around, my friends and all, they used to all talk about marriage, this, that, everybody. And I was like totally confused. What am I supposed to do with myself, right? Because mom used to tell me that, now you should get married and this and that because you've completed your basic education and all that. And dad was very different. And I think now when I look back in the 90s, he actually stood out by telling me that you have to do something for yourself. You can do anything that you want to do. And somewhere I used to start dreaming that, okay, I can do whatever I want to do. I can become whoever I want to become. And he used to send me these cutouts. He used to cut out these people who were very well known. They used to come in the newspapers in those days. So he used to give me a cutout, read about this person, read about this girl, read about Serena Williams, all of those people, right? And all of that made me believe that life is more than what I am seeing right now,
Wow.
And in the 90s, let me tell you, this was not easy,
Yeah.
right? Because around you, people are talking about settling down and everything. And here, your dad is telling you can become whatever you want. So I started doing a job. So originally, I'm from Bombay before I moved to the United States. But that gave me that dream that I can do what I want. And slowly I started taking that path and I started enjoying what I am doing. So I think that I would say is very important for everybody is your roots. Your roots are very important,
Yeah.
and you need to really hold on to those values, those types of upbringing that you are getting.
Are you the only child? Or?
I am. I don't know how
Okay.
you guessed it.
No, I was just checking because usually, parents are more protective towards
Yes.
the only
Very
child or
much.
maybe the younger child. So I just thought that.
Very much spot on, Naveen.
Okay. So, and what was your dad into? I mean, what was his profession like?
He's an engineer by his work and
Okay.
a very family oriented person. Mom's a housewife and she left. She's actually done her career in fashion designing and in psychology, but she left because she really wanted to dedicate a lot of time for me and the entire family.
Okay, super. So, so then then you started your corporate life, and then
Yeah, yeah.
you said
Then,
that
yes, yeah.
you were getting frustrated in terms of why there are so very few people up there.
Yeah.
So, what was your frustration? I mean, about? I mean, if you have to talk about instances, was it to do with hierarchies? Was it to do with discrimination? What was it that was most frustrating for you?
So I really like two things that you just now said. One is the discrimination part, which I would like to talk about, and then what actually frustrated. So did the discrimination frustrate? Not at all.
Yeah.
I think discrimination is more in our mind than
Yeah.
it is out there, right? No country can discriminate against you if you don't want it to happen.
Correct.
So I don't think any discrimination happens or something. But what was I more frustrated about was seeing that people are working hard. They are putting in all the efforts, working more than 9 to 5. And in those days, the internet had just started off, so you can take work home also and do it. But where are they reaching? Why are they frustrated? Why are people stuck in the mid-managing level? Why are they not growing? Why is so many people feeling unfulfilled? So I think somewhere nature had supported Naveen because a lot of times I worked very closely with CEOs and I used to see their journey and I used to feel that even reaching that position makes them feel very unfulfilled. Why? Because they just became a CEO or they just became a C-suite leader without any planning, without anything. So I used to feel that how is it possible that you're working so much and yet you're so frustrated, you're not becoming successful? Why is that question that used to come to my mind is, if people are telling me that I am in a country of opportunities like the United States, then everyone should be more successful than they are. Why are we still having 1.5% of the people who are successful? There has to be some gap. That constantly used to trigger me that what's the gap? Why are we facing like this? Slowly we started getting more knowledge on Google and everything. So you're entering into an age of information, yet the numbers are the same.
Yeah.
So now if you type on Google, how do I become successful? Why are we not getting there then?
Yeah.
So that's what used to frustrate me that, why is it happening like this,
Great. And then you decide to take this whole plunge and get into coaching and leaders.
Yeah, not like a plunge, like a leap.
Yeah.
It happened very gradually.
Okay.
So while I was working, I used to tell the vice president of the company, the HR, I said that what type of trainings are these? We're just doing one training after another training, nothing is happening, the ROI is the same. So he said, no, this is the type of trainings we have to get and all done. I said, at the leadership level, this trainings we are giving, I said, we should do something different. He said, what? I said, we should bring transformation. He said, what type of transformation? I said, see, we should really think of helping them to reflect and become better people. It will be a better ROI for the company. And he said, nahin, aisa to matlab, there's nothing like this and all. I said, let me try. So he said, okay, you want just keep a 1 hour because we are not allowed to. So we kept a 1 hour. We did a lot of things which were helping you realize who you are as an individual before you realize that you are a director or a VP or a CEO. And that started to really help people. It started to catch traction. Slowly we decided to do an hour every quarter, once in 3 months. People started to see results. Soon friends started to call me to their companies, and of course I could not charge during that time because it's a conflict of interest. But then I started seeing the results, and slowly I started to make my own content, which is not available anywhere. So I started to make my own content, see how it's working. And gradually in 2007 is when my second daughter was also born by then, is when I took the leap.
Okay.
I had a dialogue with my husband and spoke to him, and he also really supported. He said, go for it. It's completely fine. Give it a try. And something inside me was like, this will help people. So that constant thing that people have to become successful was the base of everything. And that's how gradually it... In fact, there was a time where I was very upset because I didn't have a income now, like a stable income that you get. So the checks and all were stopped, right? So now you're basically feeding yourself alone. So that's how it took. And of course, there were quite a lot of challenges then later on.
All right. So when, so walk me through that process, because see, for example, when I started this company, then we had few people initially with us who were individual contributors. Then they were moving to managerial role. Now moving from one individual contributor to managerial role, I have a lot of things in my head which I want to translate. But somehow it is, maybe I'm doing injustice as a trainer for them, because I have to train my team in terms of how to become a good manager. Similarly, when they become managers of managers. So I have a lot of things in my mind, but it's very difficult to put it together, especially when you spoke about transformation for the first time with your manager. How were you putting together content? Where were you getting these content from, or was it all in your head which you were just translating it to content?
I think that credit I will take. It was definitely working in my head because number one, I used to feel that everybody is looking at the externals. Let me take more degrees, let me take more of the courses, let me get more work done, let me take more work from my manager so that he sees me. Let me work harder and more than anyone else can work in the company. And then suddenly they would be like, oh, how come he or she got promoted? I was in line, I was doing everything. And who is getting promoted? The one who has got lesser credentials than you, the one who is lesser knowledgeable than you. If you look at the graph in the companies, those people are getting faster promoted.
Is it?
So there is something. The person has the degree, the person has the knowledge, the person is working hard, is also into, putting in the extra efforts, delivering on time, deadlines are getting met. Who are you? You're a doer. Doers are not getting promoted after a certain level. You will get promoted to a mid-manager.
Correct.
Why are most people stuck at the mid-management level? Why are they not able to cross? That is the hardest section to cross, is the mid-management. Why are they not crossing it despite every damn thing available? The route is very different. It cannot be, then somebody else is getting promoted, and you ask the number of people who will tell you, I don't know how he or she got promoted. They don't even work half as much I do. You will always hear this consistently.
Sure. But so I am a strong believer that everybody, wherever they are in their lives, I mean, they deserve to stay there, they deserve to be there, because somewhere my ambitions can be thousands, right? For example, I want to represent Indian cricket team, or I want to become a Prime Minister of India. You ask anybody, I mean, most of the people will say that I want to become a CEO, this and that. But the moment it comes to putting in those hours, putting in those effort, putting in those, I feel that somewhere that's why a lot of people talk about this 97.3% rule.
Yeah.
Only 3% people become successful, 97 people don't, because as you rightly mentioned, it's a lot internal than external, right? So what is in the benefit of a company to promote somebody who does not work too much compared to the ones who do?
Because if you're working a lot, you're a doer. You're a performer. You're great at performance. Your performance is coming excellent every time, on par, on par, on par. At times exceeds. Now, what have you become? You have to, if I'm your manager, you have actually, I bank on you. You're my right hand. I'm like, oh wow, I have someone like him or her because of whom I am successful, right?
Yeah.
When the time comes to move someone ahead, I don't want you to go, because if you go, it impacts my work. Who will do your work? You're the best in my team, right? So you make yourself indispensable, and that indispensable is to your role, not the company. There's a big difference. You have to make yourself indispensable in the industry, in the company. You're making yourself indispensable in that role. So now you're stuck. You're getting more work. Are you getting more responsibility? There's somebody else who's getting more responsibility, because that person knows how to do many other things which you're not doing.
Yeah.
Many other things. The route to success is very different. That's one. Second, I liked what you said, 97 and 3. When we're looking at the 3%, we are looking at the top people who have achieved the max, right? We're not looking at that right now. What is success is what you define success for yourself. If you want to become a C-suite, so when people come for coaching to me, the first question I ask them is, what do you want? Anything, as long as I get to the next level, then I'm not the right person. Be very clear when you're coming to me. What do you want? You want to become a C-suite leader? The path is different. I'll take you there. You want to become one of the best leaders in your field? Path is different. I'll take you there. You want to start your own consulting firm after you? Every has a different path, right? But if you don't know what you want, and if your career goal is only get me the next position, anyone will take you there then you don't need me.
Yeah.
But with me, you have to be very clear, consciously and intentionally knowing what the big picture in your career is, biggest picture. That's where we need to head, and then you work backwards.
Sure. Was this clarity always in your mind when you started out in 2007? That this is something which I'm supremely passionate about, and I'm good at, and it will have a market which will pay me for it.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. When I started off, I just wanted to start off with the aim that can we bring some different type of trainings or a different type of things in people, right? That was the whole goal. And then when you leave a stable job, Naveen, and you start a thing, your first thing that is going in your mind is my checks. Are my checks flowing in? Is the money coming, right? So then you don't think of anything else. But the more I saw where people are stuck and how I'm making them successful, the money became the byproduct. Yeah. Then my whole focus was, how can I make more and more people successful in the corporate world? How can I get more and more people in the corporates behave as leaders regardless of their position and title? Hundreds of people. So say, for example, a company has 100 people.
Yeah.
You have 100 minds. But are they really working? Are they all working towards the higher goal of themselves as well as the others, right? You can have 200 employees, but then you're only engaging them in certain ways. How are we making sure that they grow? It is the company's duty to make sure that every employee is getting their best potential, and it is our job as an employee to make sure I'm giving my best. Now, if you're giving your best thinking, "Arey, ye company to is like, itna hi theek hai, it's okay, I'll just do this much," it's not going to work. You have to give your best regardless, because ultimately it is your dream to reach somewhere, and the company is just a stepping stone where it's giving you that value that you're bringing in, plus you're learning, and plus you're delivering. So both have to go hand in hand, integrated.
So when you didn't have these answers, what were your biggest apprehensions when you started? One is obviously there is a paycheck which you are used to. I mean, so I did
Initially it is,
I did a
you
job
have to survive.
started my own company after 15 years of my job, and
Wow.
honestly, I also felt I was never ready, and I used to feel that, oh shit, 31st को वो
You just
message
have
जो
to push
आता है.
yourself, isn't it? I know.
Yeah. So,
Correct.
so what were your biggest apprehensions in terms of what can happen if you start your own?
I think compared to anyone else, as an immigrant there, the biggest apprehension was, will I be accepted in corporate America in a it's a completely white dominated industry. Executive coaching and writing books is a completely white dominated industry. Today you look for leadership books, you will look up to the West,
Yeah.
right? So that's why I said that's how I became the only author from India to write on leadership, right? So that was the biggest apprehension, because nobody from my family is in this background. I don't have a mentor who could take me ahead and say, this is how the path is.
Yeah.
I had to create that path. And I'm very glad it happened, because I think it broke the bamboo ceiling, not just the glass ceiling, it broke the entire bamboo ceiling for a lot of immigrants
Yeah.
to be recognized in this field today, that you don't have to work heads down with an MBA or an engineering degree under your belt. You don't have to work heads down in a company, in a corporate, and say, that's it, I'm getting my check, I'm getting the dollars, this is what I can do. They're not going to promote me more than this. I think the avenues are plenty wherever you are in the world. A country doesn't define your success.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest apprehension, and I had a lot of failures, a lot of challenges. I think if a book is written on the failures, I will have the entire book covered. That
Sure.
those were the amount of failures that it took to write the fourth book, to actually be accepted and be called on stage to speak to thousands of people. So that's a journey that we cover, we fall. But like you said, you have to have it in you that I want to do this. I want to do this for the world at large. Then nothing will stop you.
But why you wanted to do this so badly? I mean, or was it just let me keep going, let me just
No.
survive for the next day?
So survival was there. Thankfully, my husband was very supportive in everything and doing that. I think a lot of it also happened because I used to feel that everywhere we are getting stuck, right? That was one. The rejections made me keep going, honestly.
Oh, wow.
Because when I had written the first book, it got 22 rejections.
Okay.
Before the next publisher, 23rd publisher took it up, Routledge Publishers in New York, before they published it. Somewhere that put me in my head ki, okay, let me try it. I'll become the first one to write a book. At least let me see where it goes. Why should I give up? Why is there nobody from our country who is doing this? India is a country which has been coming up so much. We have fabulous leaders in our country. Why are we not being seen that way? How should we do it? So I think at that time it was more like a stubbornness कि अच्छा देखते हैं कहाँ तक पहुँचते हैं, you know. But by the time the book was released, I had already established as a coach and as a speaker, as a leadership expert in companies. So I had already started that thing. The book came quite later on in 2017, almost 10 years after I had started doing this.
So, those 10 years, I mean, how much you failed before you started seeing some bit of success?
Oh, lots. I'll give you one real life story for the audience, and my own story, brutally honest here. So I remember I was invited to speak on the stage. It was in Atlanta. It was a leadership summit or something, and somebody had referred my name. This was in 2010 or 11, just 2-3 years after I had started this.
Sure.
And I was very excited that, wow, I'm getting to speak on a large platform, large scale. I've never done that, right? But it is everybody's dream to do that if you're in this field. So I remember rote learning the entire 30 minutes what I had to speak. Now that was a time when I used to not have conversations like this. I used to rote learn everything, word by word. This is what I'm supposed to say to the audience.
Wow, for 30 minutes you learned
30
it.
minutes also had to learn it because I'm not from this profession, right? So how do I speak in, there were thousands of people that day in the auditorium, and my very first appearance. So I rote learned while driving from NC to Atlanta. That drive also I was word by word. Went to the green room, and I remember seeing a lot of these public figures also who were there at that time. They were speaking in front of before me, and you know how they say if you're surrounded by confident people, you get that. So I was getting that boost up. Okay,
nice.
I'm very confident. I'm seeing them. They are so. And as soon as my name was called, I was walking to the stage, and Naveen, I don't know what shifted inside of me. My palms were sweaty, my hands, my heart was beating as if I could hear it, and I just lost it.
Oh.
And there was a podium on the side, and I said, I'll go and stand behind the podium because I'm short, so I will not be seen. And that was what's going on in my mind. Okay, I'm short, I will not be seen, so I'll go and stand behind the podium. And I took out that card which I had, in which I had written the pointers. Despite having it in front of me, I'm stammering, I am stuttering, I just don't know what I'm doing.
Wow.
And somehow those 30 minutes that appeared like 30 hours, I finished it off. Somehow.
Wow.
You won't believe it. I was walking back to the green room with my head down, from the corner of my eye, seeing at the audience. That day, there was not even one single applause for me. Not even one. My first appearance, no one applauded. And when I went to the green room, I felt as if people were just staring into my soul and saying, what did you just do there? And that time, the only thought I had was, people had told me that don't leave your career and go here because it's not going to be possible. It's a career suicide. No one does this from a country like India. It's a completely West-dominated industry. Don't do it. And I was just thinking, should I have listened to those so-called well-wishers at that time? And that whole drive behind, I remember literally crying in no words, that how, because I was sure now that nobody will invite someone from India to speak on leadership, right? And that entire few months just went in depression, career going down, you don't feel like getting up. Somebody told me, you can go in this place and speak. And I said, no, me and speaking, absolutely no. But then slowly, when I realized where the mistake was me. I was practicing what I need to speak, how I need to be. But internally, I was full of self-doubt. I was questioning my presence in that room. I was asking myself, am I worth it that they have invited me? And all of that weighs you down. And that's exactly what happens when you're working also. Am I worth this project? Is my CEO really trusting me and getting done? I don't think I'm that good. So that's how we work, and we feel, oh, we are not getting successful. So that was one of my major failures on a very large scale in the United States, and then of course it changed. I still speak on that platform. I'm still invited on that platform because I had to bring that turnaround, right? Cannot put India down, cannot put anyone down from India. So I brought around that entire turnaround, was invited back on stages. After that, I have spoken on huge stages, United States and the entire world as such. But it takes that fall for you to come right rock bottom. And my father always taught me, when you're rock bottom, nothing can get worse. The only way is then upward. And he said, it's very good you have come rock bottom, because now there is only one way up. There is no other way. So I think then that puts you on that.
So would you consider that as the bottommost portion of your overall career, both corporate as well as your own business?
I would say one-off.
Okay.
Because when you're an entrepreneur, like there are a lot of valleys and there are a lot of peaks. So you know that the valley is going to come, you know the peaks will also come. So I think those valleys, in the initial phases, you feel, oh my God, that was the biggest valley, that was the biggest valley. Slowly you realize all valleys are big in entrepreneurship. There is no one such valley.
There are more valleys than peaks.
There are more valleys that are going to come.
You
have to have a purpose to take you down the valley and come up. And I think my biggest purpose has always been two. One is, how do I get more and more people to become successful in their career? That's one question that I consistently ask myself. What more would they need from me so that they can be more successful? So I'm constantly bringing up content for people, constantly on leadership. It's out there on all my social media. I'm constantly putting up that this is what leadership is about. This is how you become successful. This is what it takes to grow in corporate America. Overall in the companies. I talk about corporate politics. I talk about everything that can help you get you there. So that's the major thing that is required if you want to keep moving ahead. And the second is, I have always wanted to do something for India. And I think that was one of the things that brought me back from the US after 25 years, is that I want to see India really shine when it comes to leadership. And I think that is where our respected Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he's always talking about entrepreneurship and India to grow. So if India has to grow in entrepreneurship, we have to create leaders throughout everywhere. And I think that's the aim with which I have. If you have a purpose, like you're in the same entrepreneurship thing, the valleys are going to push you back.
Yeah, yeah. So when you were going through that phase, at that point in time, I'm sorry, I'm spending a lot more of time there. But when you were going through that phase where you had those self-doubt, where you were, in that almost depression kind of stage, what, I'm sure you, did you contemplate going back to the corporate world? And what stopped you from doing it?
I did. At a point of time, I felt that I should go back, but then I had not left a plan B in my life. I had just kept plan A. I think I had seen so much of people really struggling to become successful. And when I say successful, again, I'm not looking at the top 3%. What I'm looking at is in your own career, where do you want to reach? Now, those are the type of things that used to make me feel that you're not able to reach there also. Everybody is standing in line. My promotion will come next, my salary rise will come next company will take me. So you're in line. And by the time the line finishes, your career life is also over.
Yeah.
So then what are we doing in the companies? We are so excited to join big organizations, Fortune 500 companies. We are so excited to start our own ventures and businesses. Where does it all go then? How come suddenly the person who was so excited, full of confidence, and tells the company, oh, just hire me and see what I can do? What happened to that person down the line? That all I used to see all of that. And that's what made me feel very frustrated. Because being from the HR, I used to take interviews. So in the interview, they used to always say, I'll do this, I'll do that. And then I used to see all the fizzes gone in 1 year. Now the blame has come on the culture. Now the blame has come on the boss. And now it's come on everything. Then who are you? Where is your potential? People have forgotten that they are not dependent on the external factors for their success in their career. It's them. Just bring that change and see how well you can rise in the companies. So that's where I had that frustration starting off.
Sure. And so one thing which I want to understand about especially people who do executive level coaching. Now, as a CEO, where I have many people would aspire to be where I am, right? As a CXO or a CEO, or for that matter, -1 also. Now, for me to listen to somebody or accept what I need to, or follow somebody, that person needs to also have that weight worth in gold. I mean, for me to be able to accept what that person is saying and listen to the feedback. So this is, I believe that most of the trainings which we become part of become tick in the box kind of thing, right? So what did you do to inspire that kind of confidence in that leadership, that what Payal is saying, I need to listen to it intently for me to be able to, apply whatever she said?
So at a CEO level, there is no training.
Sure.
At least I don't do, because I don't believe in it.
Sure.
By the time you are a vice president, you are very well trained, extremely well trained. You don't need more training. That's when you need transformation in yourself, right? So that's where the one-on-one coaching takes place completely. And you have to be very receptive. So most of the people I have seen who come for the coaching, or when the companies hire me for the coaching, people are very receptive.
Sure.
I don't believe that there is people out there who are not coachable. I have no such belief. I feel everyone can be coached. You have to know the person in and out to coach that person. There is no one size fits all. So there is no person who can say, or somebody can say, oh, this person is not coachable. Not really. Then either you make sure that you're a good coach in that sense, right? Have you walked that path? Because I have walked that path of going into C-suite levels, into being there, into working with these people. So I have not just studied the path, I have been there. So that is number one. Second is, when you're a mid-manager, that's when the coaching should really start for you. Right? So once you're a mid-manager, start the coaching process. Invest in yourself. People don't invest in themselves, they invest in everything else. And then they wonder that, okay, why am I not growing? Why am I not getting, up there? The path is very different. The view from the top is extremely different. I sit in boardrooms almost every week. And I see the types of conversations that are happening, right? Who is getting moved up? What types of people do they need at the top? That is not the same type that they are looking for when you're a mid-manager. So start working on yourself while you are getting in, while you're already in the mid manager, start working on yourself. Start investing in yourself and in work
when-
more on you than
Sure.
the job.
So when should the person come to you?
Mid manager. Once you are a mid manager, you have worked for at least 12, 15 years.
Yeah,
By that time, because then you are aspiring something.
sure.
Not everybody comes to me because they want to be a C-suite. There are lots people who will say, I want to be a C-suite leader, and I talk to them. There are many who say that I want to really become a great leader. I want to do much more. I'm in a mid-manager. I want to become one of the best leaders I can. So the path is different for everyone. But once you are in the mid, that's where the full crowd is. That's where the crowd is, and that's where the noise is. You have to know how to stand out from that noise. And what does the top mean for you then?
And what are the most common challenges they are grappling with?
The mid level, one of them is the growth.
Sure.
Completely stuck. Standing in line. And when they are standing in line, you just don't know when your number is coming. You know your number is about to come when somebody else enters.
Yeah.
And now they are in that position which you are. Now that frustrates you. So that's the one thing. Second, the major challenge they have is with dealing with people. Managing people is one of the biggest and the most critical aspects of that. If you're not a people leader, it's going to be very difficult to gain to the top. You might know the P&L, you might know everything. And the third is they absolutely don't work on themselves. They are full with self-doubt. They are full with, oh, I cannot do this, or can I do this? I'll do this presentation. But they're standing over there full of doubt. You're not able to work your mind out. Your presentation is doing no good over there, right? So they are not working on themselves. That inner journey which is supposed to be done is not being done. And because of it, your outer game is weak after
But
that.
why is that the case, Payal? Because is that, so growth is external, then, ability to manage it somehow, but has it something to do with just the way we spoke about your upbringing, shapes you as a person? You know that you want to do it, but somehow you are just, struggling with it. In our company also, there are so many managers, and everybody has a very, very different style.
Yeah.
There are a lot of insecurities which people have to deal with. So why is that the case, that the mid-management level is the one which is struggling the most?
So it happens for various reasons. Does your upbringing play a part of it? Absolutely. I have a lot of people who I coach, both men and women, who I understand while I'm coaching them, because see, you're the same person who is in the company and out in your family also, right?
Yeah.
You're not a different personality,
Yeah.
and it's not proper to bring different personality. It frustrates you. They talk a lot about then what's them as an individual, what problems they're having at their home, or how their upbringing has been. And once that is out, and they speak that out to me, the journey becomes easier for me also with them, because now I know what they were grappling with was something in their past. Let's deal with it, move it out. Let's see how to make it good in the present and the future. So one is, of course, the past with which you're born. Is that rectifiable? Absolutely, 100%. You're not a tree that wherever you are planted, you will grow there only, right?
Correct.
You can change your mind as you want. You just need to know how to do it. So I help you with the how, that how do you become what you want inside of you. Don't have to worry that this was me years back. This is now me in the future, right? So one is that. Second, a lot of time our confidence goes away, because we don't know how to navigate corporate politics. We don't know how we are supposed to leverage the corporate politics. We are not able to build great relationships at our work. We are only working heads down, coding, getting the work done, in all fields. I'm talking about all the fields. I work with doctors, I work with athletes, I work across, though corporates is my main. So you're consistently not knowing that I have to also do these things. Now, when you're not able to grow in the company, you're starting looking out. And then you have to tap, you go to the recruiters, you go everything, but nobody knows you, right? When the recruiter doesn't know you, who are you, right? So you've not been working on yourself. You're just working for the company, working on your job. You're not able to speak about your work. You're not able to handle how your manager is towards you. Your relation with your boss is not going good at all. You're not able to navigate through all of that. In the mid-level, all the things come. The reason you went to the mid-level was because of your technical and functional expertise, period.
Correct.
So in that time, what you did was fine. Mid-level, technical and functional start to reduce a little and you start gaining the thing. So you're not working on all those other factors which are supposed to take you up. Now, by chance you cross the mid-level and you come, let's say, to a director level, okay? Now the skill sets are reducing. From the top, you're seeing that, okay, as long as this person has 30 to 40% skill set, but 70% this person, the person is great as an individual, I'll take this person. So I might have 80% skills and Naveen, you might have 40% skills. You will be taken much higher because of the way you grapple everything around you. The way you manage everything, the people, the situations, your resilience, your corporate politics, your stakeholders, how you deal with boardrooms, how you're able to let the CEO believe that they can trust you. Oh, the game is completely different after that. So that's why people get stuck. Not because they don't have knowledge or expertise, that's in plenty.
Sure. So then why are the people negatively seen? I mean, people who are moving up the ladder with that 40% skill set which you spoke about. And I think you rightly spoke about the fact that what you are as an individual contributor, you have to let go of that person for you to become a better manager. And then you have to create, and then what you are as a manager, you have to let go for you to be able to be a better director. So people who are actually able to do it, others see them as suck-ups, or for that matter, those guys are giving in, they are not such great people, they are part of the politics instead of navigating the politics. Why is that the perception?
Because you're not playing the game the way the game should be played, and they are playing the game the way it should be played. It's so simple. It's like a game. Leadership is a complete game. And if you're not able to play that game internally before, then you are going to fail externally, because internally you're not mastering that game. When I say corporate politics, I am saying play it clean. You don't have to mess up. You don't have to make your hands dirty. You have to get a good night's sleep at night. That is important. But at least know what's happening. How are you leveraging it? Subtle ones are there also which people don't know how to play. Subtle ones. I'm not talking about the big ones. Big ones are different. But even the subtle ones, if you're not able to navigate, the other person is playing the game the way it should. So play the game in different ways. Politics is just one part of it. There are many ways of doing it. How are you as an individual? What type of executive presence are you bringing out there? What's your branding? Like, there's so many things. How are you when it comes to you as a self-awareness? When I ask people, if you had to work on yourself, what would you work on? Oh, there's a whole list. We always start with that. Whether it's procrastination, whether it's self-doubt, anything. As an individual, your inner work has to be so strong. I will tell you, Naveen, 80% you do that and 20% you get there. In all my coachings, I give a guarantee you will get there.
So, what kind of leaders? You have seen leaders in corporate world, athletes, politics, everywhere, right? What kind of leaders inspire the most amount of trust amongst the people?
Those who are people leaders, they have a lot of empathy, and especially in the age of AI where we are heading to, people are so worried that AI will take up my leadership. Well, if you are a people leader, that's the only way you can beat AI also. Right now, because AI doesn't have that empathy. It can just go task to task. So develop yourself as a people leader. You will go a long way in your career. More than your technical and functional expertise, if you're very good at handling people, leading people, not managing, lead people, you'll be
Can you double click on it further? I mean, what do you mean by leading people? Or I want to come to that AI thing also, because it's an interesting topic. But what do you mean by leading people or managing people?
See, managing people means you're a task leader. Get this done, get this done. I want everything perfectly done on time. So you're managing them. Kiya, nahi kiya. You're constantly following up. When you're leading people, you are actually inspiring them. You're influencing them. You are showing them the path. You are helping them grow. You're not insecure leader that, oh, if they grow, what will I do? No, you're very, very happy that people are growing. Even if they have to grow above you, you feel satisfied. You're giving wings to your people. That, okay, take the wings, fly where you want. If you're not able to be in this company, be in another company. But take those wings. Never leave an empty chair. Managers leave an empty chair. Arey, I was a great manager, they're not able to fill my chair. What happened
क्या
with
किया
that,
फिर?
right? You're leaving an empty chair.
Yeah.
That is the worst leadership that you can prove and leave a legacy. So don't leave an empty chair. Fill people in there. Build them up, right? So all of those things means that you are actually leading. Another thing is a Gen Z which is entering, which I see so much nowadays. How are you leading them? If you're managing them, you're going to get frustrated.
Yeah.
And you know, most of the execs are frustrated with the Gen Z today. I'm telling you, Naveen, they are one of the great generations which are entering our workforce now. Really great. Look at their skills. Look at their ability to tell you the truth. They are not working and you tell them, where are you? They are very truthful. I am eating food here.
Yeah.
Or I am with my mom. And others, you know, if
Fearless ekdam.
fearless. And if it was not them, I'm telling you, someone like all our previous generations, oh, network is not working. You know,
I'm in a
right now
meeting
I'm stuck in
also.
the traffic. So that is why, but actually I'm not. I'm somewhere.
Yeah.
So how fearless and truthful they are telling. Are you able to take that and guide them? Right? I have a lot of Gen Zs who work with me also, and I see them in companies. So how are you leading them? So all of that becomes a differentiator between the leaders and the managers.
Understood. So, I mean, talking about that, you spoke about AI, right? And so I want to understand that are there leaders who are worried about AI taking over their jobs? And if yes, then what can AI do in a leadership? I mean, for to replace leadership.
No, you're right. People are very worried about AI taking up the jobs. I think we have missed something here, that we have created AI. AI has not created us. So if we have created AI, why are we fearful? Are we not capable to build our knowledge more? Are we not capable to not become obsolete and find new jobs for ourselves? So AI has not created you, right? Now, how are you coming up? The only people who are insecure today as leaders are those who are not rising in their leadership, in their knowledge. They are becoming obsolete. But if you keep yourself up there, and like I said, be a people leader. That's one place it's very difficult for you to get replaced. Keep yourself updated. Learning is not something that, oh, I finished my graduation, my MBA, now it's done. And now I have created AI, so all the more I'm done, right? So keep your knowledge updated. Use AI to become more knowledgeable. AI is helping us read books at a faster pace these days. You don't have to read book page by page. AI can give you a summary. It can help you build your knowledge in everything. There are so many podcasts like yours and everything available. What are you doing to upgrade yourself? So if you want to be insecure leader, then yes, you are okay where you are, very comfortable. But if you don't want AI or for anything in the industrial age, how did we come till here? We evolved, right? So AI is, in fact, I feel it's a blessing. It's keeping us on our toes. Okay, you better up your game, otherwise I'll come and take your seat. So I think it's very nice that it's keeping us a little bit fearful and it's keeping us on our toes to do good things.
I read somewhere you speaking about there is no such thing which is work-life balance. So what is what is your view over there? Because this has become the talk of the town. Everybody is talking about those 70 hours a week, etc., etc. A lot of companies are going 4 days a week in terms of working. So where do you stand there?
Yeah, I think this whole work-life balance is quite a myth, to be honest, because I've also been in this industry for more than 20-25 years now working. I don't think in my time there was anything like work-life balance. Honestly, we didn't even know the term existed, but yet we were fine and survived and thrived. Now it has become quite a topic of things, especially the Gen Z who is coming up. I teach in a lot of MBA universities. They are so confused. Not only confused, they are stressed out about this whole work-life balance because they are wondering what is it. So more than work-life balance, I believe in work-life integration. You're not separate. Today, in an age where we are with our laptops and phones everywhere, if you're at work, your family can still reach you. Now, those days, your family couldn't reach you because there was a landline or something, or there was no landline also, so you're at work, right? Now they can reach you. When you are at home, your boss can reach you. So there is nothing like separation, right? What is important is you being present where you are. So instead of work-life balance, try and have an integration. if you're watching a movie with your family and you are in the theater, I have seen people exiting themselves to take the call. And when they come back, the entire mood has changed.
Yeah.
Why? Because it was a call from the boss. So don't do that. Have the thing that, yes, let me just call you back. I'm in a theater. I'll give you a call in 30 minutes, 1 hour, unless it is really emergency and critical.
Yeah.
Then I also understand you have to come up there. There are a lot of times that happens. But otherwise, that's your effectiveness, your presence in the family. While you're at work, I don't see many people thinking about home. And that's your effectiveness back there. And yes, there will be a time when both will have to collide, both will have to overlap, and you have to manage that. So have that integration of what you are, where you are, and the presence. And that requires a lot of energy on your side.
What has been the most challenging coaching assignment which you have seen, where you found where you worked with somebody but found it very, very tricky, or I mean, from a transformation or from a growth standpoint? If you can share any examples, which without obviously naming anybody.
I know one. I can think of one on top of my mind,
Yeah.
which is basically I was hired by the company itself to coach one of the executives. He was a VP at that time in the finance sector. And I remember we were doing shadow coaching where I was there with him in the boardroom. It was him and 3 of his team members. And they were connected on a WebEx call with the CEO who was in San Jose and the external stakeholders who were also in the United States. And the entire discussion was during the COVID time of how to move this entire ship from hardware to software and get this whole move done. It was quite a good startup at that time. And my client, being from the finance sector, was just trying to make sense and reason out that what's the problem and impact it's going to have on the company's financial statements. And there was a little heated argument going on, and suddenly the CEO, he muted my client in the middle of the conversation. And my client felt very insulted. He just put the laptop, shut the laptop and said, I'm moving on from here, this is enough. And he walked, and I walked behind him because it was a shadow coaching. So I walked behind him, spoke to him. I said, so are you sure you're going to move on? He said, of course, you know my stature. The moment I tell people I'm looking for a job, there'll be a line of companies, which is true. I knew him that this is what his caliber was. Any company would want him. And then I asked him again. I said, are you sure you're going to move on? And it was very difficult for me to help him reason out that he might move to a new job. Everything will be good there, but it's a matter of time, and something like this or similar might happen, and he's again going to only shift jobs. So I had to explain to him, it took us quite a lot of time for me to help him understand it's you as an individual, it's you who wants to become the CFO. This incident was important in your life. It was important because you want to become a CFO, somebody else doesn't. How are you going to take these challenges, these types of insults, these types of problems that come? If it's going to trigger everything in you, tomorrow in another company, something else will trigger in you. And soon your career life is over. And then you wonder, why have I not become a CFO? So that was a little challenge to help him understand. And I'm glad he did, because he eventually stayed there.
Wow.
Worked his way out with the CEO, got everything cleared out, everything became fine, and he became the CFO of the same company down the line.
Oh, super.
So don't let externals impact your decisions, because it's ultimately your journey to the top.
So some of the leaders who are not so great with people, I mean, what are some of the steps which you would recommend them, I mean, to become good at it, I mean, as far as people skill is concerned?
If you're concerned with people skills, you have to have it from the inside. Basically, you have to know how to understand people. You cannot be a person who is only connected with work and achieving the results. Of course, leaders are known for their results. We have to achieve the results. But you also have to understand that it's your people who are going to help you to get those results. So there are some leaders who are very high on tasks and very low on relationships.
Yeah.
So they will talk to you only about work, about tasks, do this, do that, is the work complete, and in your one-on-ones also. So you're actually putting your people away. Definitely you are getting the task done. You will be great at all of those things. Your team will be known for it. But at the end of the day, if you go outside that cabin or if you go outside your cubicle and just watch people, they would have been connecting with somebody else where they're talking themselves out and they are sharing the things, and that person knows them well, knows exactly where to how to use them for their good, how to help them for their good, how to place them in the better position, right? So that conversation is very important, because as much as the task has to be done, it's also important how we are doing it. How are your leaders? In what state of mind are your leaders working? If their state of mind is more like a winning type, they will give their best. So if you're a person who is only achieving the task, you will be like a push master. I'm pushing you to do it. Whereas be a magnet that pulls them. They should want to do it. They should want to come up with more solutions rather than just bringing the problem to you. They should be willing to make mistakes, innovate, experiment, do the best that they can, and without you saying, they should be wanting to give their best. That result is completely different as compared to a leader who is only working on the task.
I've seen some leaders, Payal, as you spoke about we are at a workplace, and my relationship is a work relationship with this person. And we have time and again pushed them that you need to spend those informal times, otherwise how will they know you as a person, how will you know them as a person? But then they are very, very resisting that why should I go out for drinks with this person? Why do I give my family time to this person? And why should I keep listening to their them as crybabies? And for how many people can I continue doing this? Because it will drain me out also.
Yes.
So, what should, because they are also ambitious, but they are somehow just not able to understand this, the meaning of these things.
Absolutely.
So,
very right.
So why does that happen?
Yeah, absolutely true. So, see, I studied leadership. I've been studying leadership for the past 22 years now. Not only just through books and all, but actually through people is what I study leadership, right? And culturally, everywhere that I work throughout the globe, lot of people have that inhibition because they feel for two reasons. One, I'm not an extrovert. So Payal, I'm an introvert. All this will not happen with me. They don't understand that, and when I help them in the coaching to understand that introvert or extrovert doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Some of the top leaders are introvert as such. Right?
Most of them.
Most of them, absolutely. In fact, I can say it here, I am an introvert as such. You know, if you put me outside my workplace in a get together or a party or a social, I will be sitting in one place, will not be mingling with anyone as such, right? But just because you see me on stage and all, it's a different thing. That's my work. But at the same time, you don't have to worry about being an introvert or an extrovert at all. Second is, we have this belief that this is all buttering. This is not work. No, that is what I said. Work is not a straight line. That I put my X hours, I should get till there, that's it, that's my work. Absolutely not. To reach up there, the path is so different. Understand people, connect with them. Ultimately, who's doing your work? It's them.
Correct.
So if you're not able to have the relation with them, and if, of course, they are doing the work, they will do the work for you. But at what cost? So a lot of us have that belief also. And the third is, we have already been burnt, and people like, a lot of us, we have burnt our fingers in that, where it is like, oh, I tried all this and it backfired. In fact, people misunderstood me and then they went to the boss and said something. So all of that happened. I don't want to get there. I want to be safe. There's no safe space, right? That was one incident. Maybe it was 5 incidences. But your journey is very long. You will meet different people. Take that as a learning. Where did I miss? What did I do wrong? Why did people misunderstand me? What should I do? Self-reflect, and the next set of people become better and better and better. But don't give up. Never give up on people. If you're a leader, never ever give up on people. That's one thing you should always have it in your mind. Otherwise, don't become a leader.
How do you... so sometimes there's a very thin line, right? That you are over-investing with wrong people also. So how do you, so in our company also, we've had people who are supremely culturally aligned, but performance is just not coming. There are people who are performing very well, but culturally supremely misaligned. So, and we've asked people to go also. So there is always this dilemma that where does it come to over investing in people who are just not changing?
Yeah, you cannot change everybody. So when you say over investing, it depends whether you are investing your time, whether you're investing the money in training them. So in whichever case, as a leader, your investment should not fall short, because you don't know whether that person will stay. Then basically you're keeping a person who's uninvested
Yeah,
completely.
yeah.
So better as a leader, you invest in them, you talk to them, and you make sure that till what level do you want to do that. Not everybody is going to be coming par with you, and that's okay. If they're not coming at par with you and it is your company's policy to let them go, then let them go. They are meant for something else, somewhere better.
Yeah.
But as a leader, give them wings to fly to that
Yeah.
other place. Don't hold on to them
Of
or
course.
start feeling that there is absolutely no person in the world who is difficult.
Yeah.
I do not like when leaders come to me and so difficult people in my team. See, just think, who is difficult for you is easy for me.
Yeah.
I'm getting along very well with that person. You
Yeah.
are not getting along well. So who's the problem? Right? There is no difficult team member. Team members are like your children. If you have two children, both are not same. You're dealing with them in a different way. You are making sure that both of them are getting your understanding and time.
Yeah.
You don't discard one child, right?
Correct.
Very difficult child. Just let the child go right now. I just want the child to go out of the house. No,
Yeah.
you will do everything. Why are you doing that? They are two different individuals. Here you have 60 different individuals. Why did you become a leader? You became a leader to achieve the results for the company, plus your own goal, of course, which should be there, through your people. That is why you're a leader. That you have to guide them. They don't know anything. They are like your children. They took you up as a leader. They are looking up to you. So don't label people as difficult, not manageable, not at all. Even they can label you as a difficult leader, difficult manager. I tell the same thing to the employees also. Don't label your leader difficult, I'm not getting along. How will you get along? Try, work ways. The journey is very long. If you give up on one person, then there's another person and another person.
Yeah.
We're all dealing with people yet, not robots.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
happened yet.
Correct. So, what made you get into books, writing books? And I believe that you have the fifth book coming up now.
Fifth is now in the process
Yeah,
of writing.
Yeah. So what has these books revolved around for our audience who must not have read your books? So what are these about and why you got into it?
So these are self-help leadership books. These are self-help leadership books that help you become very successful in your career life. So what inspired me was two things. Number one was my husband. When he used to keep saying, write a book, you're so good with things, write a book. Like, okay, fine, I'll just write a book, right? So the first book came out because of that, of him. But eventually, I had met somebody when I was traveling for a session to Dallas. I remember at the airport, I had met somebody. And he told me, he said, oh, you had come to our organization and you had done this full leadership session for us. And I was there and I had really had a good transformation after that. Where can I get to read more? And I was like, read more? I said, no, there's nothing to read as such, They said, really? So I said, yeah, usually I do one-on-one coaching. But no, at my level, I'm not able to, afford the one-on-one coaching. Second, I'm not to that level where you would be coaching.
Yeah.
Don't you write like a book or something? It would be so nice. People like us who cannot reach out to you can at least read. So then the journey started. And then because of the experience, there is so much that I have fifth book is also now coming up. But there's a lot that I have inside of me which I want to give away before I go from this world, because I feel that there's nowhere else to take it with you. Like, people say you come empty-handed, but they talk about empty-handedness in terms of materialistic. I say that when you enter the corporate world, you came empty-handed, just with some degree or something, right? But you gained so much of knowledge, you gained so much of experience, you gained connections, you gained everything you gained from here. Where are you going to take it with you? Just give off as much as you can so that you leave that legacy. So that is what then kept inspiring me to keep giving as much as I can.
Superb. Where can we find them? Where can we buy your books?
The books are available worldwide on Amazon.
Sure.
They are available, of course, in the US on all bookstores, but available worldwide on Amazon. They are also available in India on my website as a signed copy. You can order it from the website, which is payalanjiani.com.
Okay, great. We'll drop the links
Absolutely.
for your books
Happy
on
to have your
the podcast.
audience buy it, and it's a very discounted rate in India.
Okay, great. And by the time, so final question,
Sure.
Payal, by the time you hang your boots, what will give you satisfaction? I mean, what is that end goal which you are chasing?
My boots will be up there only when I'm on the deathbed. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I pray to God every day that as much as I can be useful to the people, please make me useful to them.
Sure.
And as much as I can give and go from this world, my knowledge, whatever I have gained through my experience in the entire world, if I can just give it out and people can learn, please take it, completely fine. And the day I am gone should be the day that the boots are up. That's
Nice.
how I see it.
Great.
That God keep mentally and physically health
Yeah.
for everybody,
That's
everyone
it,
who wants to
yes.
become successful.
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot, Payal. It was lovely interacting with you. I got to learn a lot of things
Same here.
about leadership from you. So thanks for taking your time.
Thank you. It's a wonderful show that you are doing. I must say it takes a lot of time and efforts to put this together.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.